Champions League Game Week 4 predictions and tips. Napoli vs Eintracht Frankfurt. Napoli have had a mixed start in the Champions League but are currently top of Serie A after a solid run of form domestically. They have secured 3 wins in their last 5 matches across all competitions. Napoli are unbeaten in front of their home supporters for the past 11 months across all competitions. Eintracht Frankfurt are on a difficult run, with only 1 win in their last 7 appearances across all competitions, including heavy Champions League defeats to Atlético Madrid and Liverpool. Frankfurt have shown defensive vulnerabilities, conceding many goals in recent European matches and failing to keep a clean sheet away from home in a long time. Correct score, 2-1. Best tip being over 1.5 goals to be scored in this match, at 1.16 odds. Slavia Prague vs Arsenal. Arsenal have maintained a perfect start to their Champions League campaign and have won their last 7 matches across all competitions without conceding a goal. Their defense has been exceptionally strong this season, conceding just 3 goals in 15 fixtures. Slavia Prague are a resilient side, particularly at home, but have struggled against top-tier English opposition historically, with only 2 wins in 15 attempts. They have failed to score in several recent European matches, which will be a concern against Arsenal's solid defense. Correct score, 3-0. Best tip being Arsenal to at least score 2 goals, at 1.4 odds. Atlético Madrid vs Union Saint-Gilloise. Atletico Madrid has been impressive at home, with a recent 5-1 Champions League victory over Eintracht Frankfurt. They are unbeaten in their last 16 home Champions League matches against teams from outside Europe's top 5 leagues. Union Saint-Gilloise, in their debut Champions League season, has struggled significantly since an initial away win at PSV Eindhoven. They have suffered consecutive 4-0 defeats in their last 2 Champions League outings against Newcastle United and Inter. While Union Saint-Gilloise has been excellent domestically, currently leading their league, their European results show a significant gap in quality compared to their Champions League opponents. Correct score, 3-0. Best tip being Atlético Madrid to at least score 2 goals, at 1.3 odds. Liverpool vs Real Madrid. Real Madrid is in strong form under Xabi Alonso, winning 13 of 14 games this season, including all 3 of their Champions League matches. Liverpool has been inconsistent, with a 2-0 win over Aston Villa ending a 4-game losing streak in the Premier League. Correct score, 2-1. Best tip being Real Madrid to at least score 1 goal at 1.16 odds. Tottenham vs FC Copenhagen. Tottenham comes into the match following consecutive defeats in domestic play, but remains unbeaten in its Champions League campaign. They secured a 1-0 home win against Villarreal earlier in the tournament. Copenhagen has struggled in the Champions League, taking only 1 point from its first 3 games. The team has also experienced heavy defeats to Borussia Dortmund and Qarabağ. Correct score, 2-1. Best tip being over 1.5 goals to be scored in this match at 1.2 odds. Olympiacos vs PSV. PSV are in excellent form, winning 5 straight games across all competitions, including a spectacular 6-2 victory over Napoli in their last Champions League match. Their matches tend to be high-scoring affairs, with 9 of their last 10 games seeing over 2.5 goals. Olympiacos are strong at home, remaining unbeaten in their last 8 continental home matches. They have also been sharp domestically, averaging 2 goals per game in recent outings. Both teams have shown defensive vulnerabilities in the Champions League this season. PSV have struggled for clean sheets, while Olympiacos have conceded multiple goals in their European matches. Correct score, 2-2. Best tip being both teams to score at 1.58 odds. Juventus vs Sporting. Juventus has a strong home record, winning 7 of their last 10 home games across all competitions, and the atmosphere at the Allianz Stadium is expected to give them an edge. While Sporting CP are in excellent recent form, winning 5 consecutive matches in all competitions, Juventus has also shown improvement domestically with 2 recent wins in Serie A, which could boost their confidence. Juventus is currently struggling in their Champions League group with only 2 points from 3 matches and will be highly motivated to secure their first group stage win to keep their qualification hopes alive. Both teams have been consistently finding the net in recent matches. Correct score, 2-1. Best tip being, both teams to score at 1.5 odds. PSG vs Bayern Munich. Bayern has maintained a remarkable 15-game winning streak across all competitions this season, showcasing dominant form. PSG, while in good form in the Champions League, has had a less consistent domestic season with recent draws. Correct score, 3-2. Best being over 2.5 goals to be scored in this match at 1.36 odds. Bodø/Glimt vs Monaco. Bodø/Glimt will be playing in front of their home crowd at Aspmyra Stadion. The Norwegian club has shown strong form in their domestic league. Their results in the current Champions League season, including a home draw against Tottenham, suggest they can compete with strong opposition. Monaco is a strong team with the resilience to compete at a high level. Monaco has previously secured draws against tough teams like Tottenham and Manchester City, which demonstrates their ability to perform on the road. Correct score, 1-1. Best tip being over 1.5 goals to be scored in this match at 1.13 odds. Pafos vs Villarreal. Despite a poor start to their 2025-26 Champions League campaign, Villarreal possesses significantly more European experience and technical quality, which is expected to be a deciding factor. Villarreal has been inconsistent, struggling with defensive frailties but showcasing strong attacking talent, including players like Nicolas Pepe and Georges Micotadze. Pafos have shown strong defensive organization under manager Juan Carlos Carcedo, aiming to frustrate the Spanish side with a compact mid-block and disciplined display. They have managed to keep clean sheets in previous matches against other opponents. Correct score, 2-1. Best tip being both teams to score at 1.81 odds. Qarabağ vs Chelsea. Chelsea's roster has significantly higher quality and experience in European competition compared to Qarabağ. Chelsea enters the match in good form, having won their last 2 Champions League fixtures, including a dominant 5-1 victory over Ajax. Correct score, 3-1. Best tip being Chelsea to win this match at 1.35 odds. Manchester City vs Borussia Dortmund. Manchester City has a strong record at the Etihad Stadium and has had success at home against Dortmund in past encounters. Erling Haaland, City's star striker, has been in fantastic scoring form, including against his former club, and will be a major threat. City's disciplined and well-organized defense will be a challenge for Dortmund's high-scoring but vulnerable attack. Dortmund has been scoring goals freely, including a 4-4 draw against Juventus and a 4-2 away win over Copenhagen. Correct score, 2-1. Best tip being both teams to score at 1.61 odds. Newcastle United vs Athletic Club. Newcastle is coming into the game with strong momentum, having secured 2 recent Champions League wins. Their attack is considered potent, especially with players like Anthony Gordon. They are also noted for their defensive solidity, having kept clean sheets in some recent European matches. Despite recent success, a Premier League defeat to West Ham United suggests they can be vulnerable. Newcastle will have the home advantage, playing at St. James Park, which is known for its strong atmosphere. Athletic Club has had mixed results in the Champions League, with losses to strong teams like Arsenal and Borussia Dortmund, though they did manage a win against Qarabağ. Their defensive vulnerabilities have been exposed in recent games against top-tier opponents. The club has a poor historical record when playing in England. Correct score, 2-1. Best tip being over 1.5 goals to be scored in this match at 1.27 odds. Ajax vs Galatasaray. Ajax is in crisis, having lost their first 3 Champions League fixtures. They have conceded 11 goals in 3 matches, exposing significant defensive weaknesses. Despite playing at home, Ajax's recent performance offers little comfort to fans, and the team appears psychologically brittle. Galatasaray is in excellent form, having won or drawn 4 of their last 5 matches across all competitions. This includes a dominant 3-1 victory in their most recent European outing. They have shown tactical discipline and a potent attack under coach Okan Buruk, offering a significant threat to Ajax's struggling defense. A strong forward line provides speed and a vertical threat that could overwhelm Ajax. Correct score, 2-0. Best tip being Galatasaray to win or draw at 1.36 odds. Club Brugge vs Barcelona. Club Brugge have a strong home record this season, having won 6 and drawn one of their 7 competitive matches at the Jan Breydel Stadium. Under manager Hansi Flick, Barcelona has shown a renewed offensive power, most recently with a 6-1 win over Olympiacos. However, their defense has shown inconsistencies, including a loss to PSG at home. Barcelona will be without several key players due to injuries, including Rafinha and Gavi. Club Brugge will also be missing players such as El Rees and S. Minole. Correct score, 2-1. Best tip being both teams to score at 1.45 odds. SL Benfica versus Bayer Leverkusen. Benfica is in poor form in the Champions League but performing well in their domestic league, the Primera Liga, where they are third in the table. In the Champions League, however, they are currently bottom of their group with no points. Leverkusen is also struggling in the Champions League, sitting 30th overall in the new league phase standings with only 2 points from 3 matches. However, they are having a better time in the Bundesliga, sitting 5th in the table. Benfica's home advantage, playing at the Estadio de Luz, could give Benfica a boost, especially given their better domestic form compared to their European campaign. Leverkusen's attacking threat versus defensive weakness. Leverkusen has shown attacking capability but has also been vulnerable defensively, evidenced by a 7-2 loss to PSG. Correct score 2-1. Best tip being Benfica to at least score 1 goal at 1.16 odds. Inter versus Kairat Almaty. Inter Milan is in excellent form in the Champions League, having won all 3 of their group matches without conceding a single goal. Kairat Almaty, in contrast, has struggled, accumulating just 1 point and scoring only 1 goal in their debut campaign. There is a significant difference in quality and experience between the two sides. Inter's squad depth and attacking prowess, featuring players like Lautaro Martinez and Davide Frattesi, are expected to be too much for Kairat's defense. Inter is expected to dominate possession and control the tempo, while Kairat is likely to adopt a defensive approach, attempting to limit the damage and potentially launch counterattacks. Correct score, 4-0. Best tip being over 2.5 goals to be scored in this match at 1.21 odds. Olympique Marseille versus Atlanta. Marseille has a strong record at the Stade Velodrome in European competitions, remaining unbeaten in their last 8 home matches, W62. They have demonstrated an ability to score heavily at home, including a 4-0 win over Ajax this season. Atlanta has struggled away from home, including a 0-4 loss to PSG this season, suggesting a vulnerability that Marseille may exploit. Marseille, under new management, plays with a more aggressive possession-based style, while Atlanta employs a compact high-pressing system designed to disrupt their opponents. Both teams have shown defensive frailties, which could lead to goals at both ends. Correct score, 2-1. Best tip being both teams to score at 1.56 odds. Thanks for watching, and make sure to subscribe for more detailed predictions.